Well, good night, everyone. Hopefully you have something in your glass tonight because this is your sit and sip with Dr. Holmes. I think it's Dr. C. Whatever it is, this is us. We're in the SheShed. We're in the SheShed. I know you guys have been enjoying the man cave, but we have to bring some kind of balance here to what we're doing. We see that a lot of you have signed up for the single women support group. This is something that's starting. We're really doing relationship without putting love in there. We're looking for a more strategic way to enter and exit relationships. So if you haven't signed up, the link is going to be in the comments, so you can be a part of that. You can also be a part of our life coaching certification and our relationship certification. But I'm not going to make you wait too long because we have some amazing women here. Not only are they gorgeous, but they're smart. I'm going to find out, because you guys, the men, like me to find out if they're single, if they're available, because single does not mean available, and if they're ready to mingle. Guest tonight is Kenyatta. How are you doing?
I'm doing well. It's Kenita.
My bad. Kenita, where are you from?
I'm from Upper Marlboro, Maryland. Actually, implant from South Carolina, originally from South Carolina.
Okay, nice. What do you do?
So I am an entrepreneur. I own a small web marketing and consulting agency where I help small businesses define their space online.
Okay, nice. Married, dating, single?
I am single, no kids, never married, and waiting for my Boaz.
Okay. You need to sign up for my singles class, because the goal is to try to get people to at least go on a date before the end of 2021. It's nice. This is nice. You are open for, if somebody sees you and they find you amazing, can they contact you, or you would prefer not?
I'm open to tasteful contact. Yes.
Yeah, I like that, tasteful, because OMG, we can. I think I need to put that on my list, because I think men think that we just like to have all these penis pictures and all these stuff, but tasteful. Okay, so we will be right back with you, Kenita, and we're gonna go all into your business. I can't wait. All right, next in our group is this foxy lady, Miss Nikki Johnson. Nikki, tell us about yourself.
I will take foxy lady. Thank you, beautiful queen.
Yeah.
My name is Nikki Johnson. I am an author, a podcast host of 2 podcasts. What else do I do? I'm a life empowerment coach. I'm a community advocate. I'm a housing commissioner. I'm a mother of 2 grown adults, so I am loving empty nesting. And today I am your guest, so it's going to be awkward to be on this side, because I'm used to being the one to ask all the questions.
Well, I'm asking all the questions on today. You're doing
my business.
Listen, I tell everyone, I'll be all in your business, asking all the questions, because what we're doing is trying to help some of the people who you help, which is a different audience here. Do you have time for a relationship, though? Are you married? Are you single?
I am not married. I am absolutely single. And yes, I have time for a relationship.
All right. Okay. Y'all make sure only tasteful contacts. I know some. Yes. We're going to talk about that, because somehow these guys think that it's cute, but it's not.
Somebody lied to them.
They need to stop the lying.
They did.
Nikki, we will be right back with you. So we've been doing this for a little bit, and one of the things that the reason we're doing this is so that we can help people who are trying to work through relationships. And we want relationships, we want people who represent girlfriends and wives, and that is, we come in different size, shapes, everything. So we really cannot, I cannot just sit down and just talk for all women. And that's one of the reasons why we invite other people to come and be part of the conversation. There's so many times when we're having these conversations that people disagree with me. I just want you to know just off the bat that that's okay. That's okay. That's what makes, I ask my staff to find people that have their own mind and they can think about things, and we can, chop it up together and see if we can come to something that is palatable for the masses. All right. All right. I'm gonna give you an opportunity to kind of share who you are and what you do. So let's give you that opportunity.
Okay. Can you hear me now?
Yes, I hear you.
Okay.
Nice and clear.
Great. So I'm a wife. So I am married currently. I have 2 adult sons. I'm a social worker. I'm a follower of Christ. And that's pretty much it.
How long have you been married?
It's 3 years. 3 years
Okay,
now.
good. So you're in that great space of marriage, getting to know your partner and everything else. Okay, so what would you say, Marquette, has been the most challenging thing in becoming one for you so far?
So far, for me, the most challenging thing is, I would say, compromising. Compromising is one of them, and sharing my space with another person, because I got married. I'm very transparent. So I'm 51.
And that's what we like. Uh-huh.
So I'm 51. So I got married. I met him at 45. So I was already grown, full grown woman, used to my own space, used to my own lifestyle, used to making my own money. So, coming in now, I have to share this, right? So I'm used to me time. I love my me time. So now it's like I have to give that up. So I'm still struggling with that. So that's one thing that I struggle with. And another thing I struggle with, our relationship is a little complex, but but I do struggle with I'm trying to think of the words.
Just say how it is in your head. We'll fix it when it comes out.
Okay. Not feeling valued as I feel I should feel. So that's what I'm struggling with now. I can say that right now with this 3rd year, it's very challenging right now. It's very challenging. And I guess now, because we're really in it, right? So we passed all the good honeymoon phase and all that other stuff.
Yeah.
So now it's like, okay, like who's trying to change? And then now it's just trying to mix everything together so that, I still have my autonomy. He still has his, but we can still come together, as one. And putting faith first, because that's what I mentioned in the beginning. Like, I'm not going to back down on my faith for nobody, for no one, right? So we're at that struggling stage. And it's also a point where he likes certain things that I don't necessarily like. And then I'm like, I don't want to do that because I don't like doing that. So that's what goes back to the compromise.
Yeah, and so the question for all of us is, who do you think changes the most after the honeymoon is over? Is it the man or the woman? Do we as women, as we are auditioning for the role of girlfriend, well, not girlfriend, most people are auditioning for the role of wife. Do we show up our authentic self? And so some of the conversation that Marquette is talking about happens really early. Yeah. Is it that, and this is putting us on the hot seat, when we find someone that we're interested in, when do they discover who we are authentically?
That's good. I think it's a mixture of, we don't realize we're trying to become what we feel they want. So we turn into chameleons, and also trying to hold on to a piece of ourselves. I wrote down, because she said she gave up her me time. And I wrote down why. what was the decision made that made you give up your me time? And then later, 3 years later, you're like, man, I'm kind of losing myself. Well, because you gave up something that was authentic to you. So the question would be why? And that's what we do. We began to chip away. We start doing things differently. We start changing what's important to us because we're so focused on making sure that man is happy and content. I'll do what he wants. I'll wear what he wants. I'll smell the way he wants. But then you can only do that for so long before you start to feel tired. And that shows up for us as I'm losing myself. That shows up for us as, why do I feel like I'm always making all the compromises? So to answer your original question, I think it's us as women that do a lot of changing. We have the motives right, but we're doing it the wrong way. And then our husbands begin to suffer because we are fussing, we're nagging. We want them to complete us, to make us feel better, to change us. And they're like, wait, I loved you who you were. So this is big confusion. They don't know what to do. We don't know what to do. And we just hit this stagnant point in our relationships.
Yeah, and I think that's really, really, really good. I like what you said, the intention. So the intention is not to defraud. It's not to, to not, but you want to, somebody says they like heels, you're going to wear heels. Somebody, they like soccer. Like for the life of me, I can't get with football. Basketball, I'm there, I'm screaming, I'm yelling, and whatever else. And so those are some of the things that we want to be able to, what do we need to tell ourselves so that we can show up our authentic selves? Meaning, I don't brush my teeth before I go to bed, or I don't take showers 3 times a day, whatever. We feel like saying those things early in the relationship will make the person run. But if we are really auditioning for the role of wife, isn't it better for that person to show up? Talk to me. I see your facial expression, Kanita.
Yeah, I was gonna say. So yeah, there's always the representative, right? When you're meeting someone, that you never meet the real person first. You always meet the representative. But there's a difference in the representative being your best self, your best face, versus the fraud. There's a level of intimacy, like with the level of intimacy and getting to know someone. I feel that they don't know up front. You have to earn those rights to get to know me deeper. But who I am in the beginning is who I remain throughout the relationship. You just get to you get to peel back the layers to find out more of me. Not necessarily I'm going to do these things to please you, because either we're compatible or we're not.
But I want to join with Marquette because I'm married as well, and this is my 4th year of marriage. And the thing about growing and unpeeling is what happens where the reason why, as a psychologist, I see that the most critical time in a relationship, like it would be with a child, is that 1 to 5. That 1 to 5 years. You see a lot of people get divorced within that time. And some of that, the reason it would be, as I peel back, they don't like. Right? So I be in a marriage and I'm doing all this, and by year 2, I peel something back, or he peels something back that you don't like. And I think that's what Marquette is talking about in terms of compromise. But sometimes the price of the compromise is just so high. How can we have, so now we're in the relationship. Now, what do we do? Do we suffer? If you're 51 and God is going to spare your life to live to be 108, do you take those 50 plus years and suffer and not have a voice and feel not loved and appreciated, for the rest of that time? Or is there a way to stand up respectfully and be able to say to your spouse, hold on, I'm full, but I'm not satisfied? Okay, what do you think? And full meaning, go ahead.
No, I was going to say, actually, I did that. So we just got back together about a month ago. We were separated for 6 months because It was things
Okay.
that I wasn't willing to compromise, right? So, like I said, I'm very transparent because I always believe
And
that
I love
everybody's story can
that.
help someone else. So, we just got back together after being separated for 6 months because it got to the point where there's certain things I could compromise, but there's certain things that I'm not going to. So that separation was good. As of right now, it seemed to be good. So now I see that it made him look at things from another perspective to see what he really wanted. And to me, it all goes back to even what each partner, what you really value. What do you really value? And not just what you value, where is it on the value scale? Like what, because I said to him in the beginning, like God is my everything. I've been on my walk, not long, but I was really into it when I met him, like really into it. And I felt that I got a little distracted. Let's go here, let's do that. And I did it, right? It's like, okay, I want to get to know him, I want to hang out. But then as I got to know him, I get home from work. Now I want to go in the room and I want to read my word. So that was new for him because it's like, oh, you wasn't doing this before. Yeah, because you distracted me from that. But I'm going back to what I originally was doing. So now he understands that I can't give him the time that he wants because he wanted more time than I felt that I can give him, and I can't. And like I said to him, I don't think that we have to do things together every single day. That's just my opinion. Every relationship is different. I should be able to go to work, come home. Maybe we can eat dinner together. But after we eat dinner together, now I need time alone with God. And I was already late, so I need to get ready for the next day. So we not schedule everything, but I like to have a more schedule. Sometimes it's spur of the moment, spontaneous things, but right now where I'm at in my particular walk with God, I need to be scheduled to a certain degree. And I need also to grow in God to help the relationship, right? You have to, excuse me, you have to put God first. So that's what I'm trying to let him see because he's not there where I'm at right now, right? So I have to let him see in another way that this is what I want to do. And hopefully he can follow on and come with it, or I don't know. At this point, we just got back together, so we're gonna see how it's gonna go. Right now, it's going fine, but we will definitely see. Only God knows.
Can I make you mad with me? Just a little bit. Just a little
Excuse
bit.
me?
Can I make you mad? A little bit. Just a little bit.
No. Speak.
Because one of the things that is very important is to understand how the man thinks. And the man, if you have a strong alpha man, he does not want to share his space with anyone. This is one of the reasons why having children too early in a relationship, it kind of messes it up. In the mind of God, I wanted to take you because I too, I'm a Christian. I believe in God, and I don't call myself a Christian psychologist. I'm just a psychologist who's a Christian. But when you look at what happened there in Genesis, God is looking at man, and man has every single thing that he needs. And he said the only thing that is lacking is the woman. The role of the woman there, as she ministers to God, is to minister to him. So especially if your husband is not as strong in the faith with you, he begins to not like your God because your God is keeping you away from him. And that becomes a very troubling place for the Christian woman. Because what we want our husband to share that space with us. And what we have to do is understand, just as the mind of God in Genesis is, I don't want him to be alone. And God knew that the challenge between the man and the woman, that the woman would be so precious to him that Adam chose Eve over God. God knew that was going to happen, but he gave her to him. And I know this is 21st century, 2021, nobody wants to hear that. But that role for the woman is to really minister. We bring our spouses to God by spending that time with him. So the thing that would need to be on a schedule that cannot be that has to be a little bit more flexible is your time with God, because your ministry first is wife. And you know, I hope you get that with all the respect, and I'm not trying to be mean, but that right there will bring you into my office, because he does not, no man. That's why a man will cheat, bring a baby home, right? He'd do all of that. And if the woman even look at another man, he has a heart attack. We cannot do, they don't have the capacity to take the things that we take. I'm not saying that we should take it, but I'm saying the way that they're wired. So now he is competing. If he is not strong in God, the way you serve him, the way you minister to him, and I'm saying that as a wife, we are kind of in the same place in that newness of that relationship. The way I deal with him makes him love God, because it's just like how somebody will praise your parents and say to your dad, you have given me a really amazing woman. Whatever you want, I'll do for you. Similarly, that's what happens there. So your love for God, and because it's new, you want to protect that, but don't let him be lonely while you serve God. All right? I told you.
Can I add to that?
Yeah, we don't want to beat up on her too much, but
No.
Okay, go ahead.
It's not a beat up at all.
Good, Nikki. Okay.
I'm just gonna share this because I feel where she is. Sis, I'm just gonna offer you to read 1 Peter 3. Just read it. Read it with an open mind and ask God to minister to you. But I want to say real quick. So I'm divorced, and in my marriage, nobody came before God. Absolutely nobody.
Hold on a second, Nikki. Can you guys mute your mic a little bit? There's a little crackling, and I know they'll be able to fix something in the edits. But okay, great. Go ahead, Nikki.
So he would constantly say, baby, do you have to go this time? Do you have to go this time? And the thing is he was a minister, but he was like, you're always at church. We're always going to church. And I couldn't, in my head or heart, reconcile, why are you tripping that I'm going to church? I'm not at the club. This is, you should be. But the thing was that he just wanted his wife. He would say that all the time. And I felt he was so selfish. So when I went to God about it, the same scripture that I just offered, God spoke to me, opened my Bible, and I read it. And I was like, I thought you were going to tell me like I was right. He was wrong. No, he was right. We have to get to a place where even in the word, it talks about when you're single, you serve the Lord. When you're married, it switches. We have to switch. That doesn't mean you walk away from God. That just means you have to switch, because your service, your love, it all begins at home first. Right? So if you find time, work out in your schedule where you can give the Lord that time. If it's not first thing in the morning, maybe you can do it on your lunch break, but whenever, just don't make him compete with God, because he'll see God as a whole nother man. And like she said, he'll start to resent God, because God has taken away his wife. You gave her to me, but now I don't get to spend no time with her. So you want to draw him to the Lord by your love and your kindness versus him feeling like he has to compete. And I share that in love, because I've been exactly where you are.
And I like that. And that's what I'm sharing in love as well. My husband, we lost her.
Yeah.
Okay.
May have been her connection.
Yeah, the connection is a little bad. This is a really great thing, because a lot of times we, it's not just our husband. And sometimes we put school, you hear other people who just like, you know what, no man is coming between me and my education. No man is coming between, then stay single, right? That's one of the things that we do, is stay single until when you get to that place where, and a lot of people do it, they get to the place where they're ready, and then they transition into that. Let's talk about those DMs that these guys send. Is it just me, or I got my husband's permission to say this. There's somebody who went on my page. They took a lot of the pictures. Okay, she's back. They took pictures of the screenshot a whole lot of my pictures, and then they would talk about, I love the bra that you're wearing. They're not seeing any bra. Talk about your panties and everything else. And probably about 20 different pictures. I don't know why men think that that's cute. So I'm supposed to see that and then just say, oh my God, this is so adorable. What's your number? Let me talk to you. Can we tell the men, anyone here has gotten a penis shot or some inappropriate thing, and you stay there and you look and you say, ooh, this is so cute. Let me call him.
No. It's the way to get the block and the delete.
Yes, that block ministry, the anointing for that comes really heavy at that time, and you flow. I don't know why, and I think it's very important for women to say to men, that is not, I don't know if it works on anybody. Do you guys think that it works on, it does work on some women?
That's why they do it. Somebody said it was cute because anybody that can send you, well, I don't know how real we can talk, so please.
No, you can listen. This right here, there's no editing out. We say if you listen to some of those things, we talk about everything. We talked about how to do oral sex so the women would be happy. So we're good.
Okay.
We love Jesus. Let's put that out there. Anybody who's uncomfortable, please take Songs of Solomon out of the book of the Bible, and then we'll be okay. Or just click onto something else because we want to be real here. Go ahead, Nikki.
I have gotten videos of men masturbating right at the point of ejaculation of men I don't even know. Beyond that, I've gotten their penis pics. I've gotten where they've screenshotted just like yours or downloaded my pictures, taking them to their page and saying, this is my wife. I don't even know them. I've gotten men sending me porno videos saying, this is what I want to do. Oh, yeah, it's crazy. But somebody one day thought that was cute. So now they think that's the exception for everybody. Y'all, men, brothers, that's a lie. Don't do that. Don't do that. That's nasty. And that'll piss me off quicker than anything. That's the biggest turn off. If I'm not asking you for it, why are you displaying? I don't want to see that. I don't. And they're not all that cute.
It's not, and that's the thing. It's just, what do you do? That similarly, somebody sent me, they had, it makes you feel helpless in a way because it's just like they had my picture on their device, whatever, and the man was masturbating with with my picture there, and I think it's not attractive. It's not cute. Keep those things. It's really nice when it's yours and you're enjoying it at home with your man. But nobody is in the market. We're not going down Walmart trying to find penis, and you have to advertise yours, And as the ladies are saying, it's not cute. It's just not seeing you and ejaculating. What we're supposed to be doing, you don't have all the ambiance of the pornography thing. Even if you want to watch it, it's not that. It's not that cute. And hopefully, whoever the women are, and I think. There's some women who are maybe in relationship and they may ask for it, but then that is different. I don't know why you're gonna ask for it. My thing is, and we can talk about this. What do you guys think? What do you ladies think about a man requesting? I don't know what you call it. Part to see you naked or half naked. Is that when would you feel comfortable sending that to someone?
Never.
Never. Even so, right now you're married. What happens if your husband says send it to him? Would you send it?
Oh, a husband is different, but just a random guy, no. I've had guys in the past say, "Oh, can I get a full body shot?" I mean, if I'm fully dressed and just standing by a tree or something, yes, I'll do it. But I'm not going to send anything that's revealing because I don't want a man to just look at me in that way, right? To see me in that way. So no, I don't do that.
Okay. When do you think, Nikki, when in a relationship is it okay to send that nude picture?
Outside of me, it's definitely depending on the two people and the nature of their relationship. Me, I'm gonna be honest, it's super weird when I don't know you that you're asking, when we are just getting to know each other that you're asking, or you just assume because we're having some conversation and working towards something that it's your right to get it. Because the way some people will ask is like, wait a minute, what? You know what I mean? So we have to be in that thing. And really, I want to be married. I'm gonna tell you why. You have some people that do revenge porn. And
Oh
that's when
wow,
someone takes
yes.
stuff that you sent them, and because y'all are no longer together, they're upset and they post that everywhere. You have to be super careful. You know what I mean? And you don't want a guy sitting around with his boys looking at your deliciousness. And you know what I mean? So you just have to be super mindful. Again, outside of me, it's whatever you all deem is okay. But listen, I want to be in a whole deep, we about to get married. If I do that, or we're going to be married, because I need to trust you. And I've seen some things. I need to trust you.
Okay. Kenita?
I would agree with the same thing that Miss Nikki said. It's for my preference is marriage, although I haven't always been saved. But even before salvation, it's been we need to be committed on the way to marriage, or it's a committed relationship where I know I can trust you with this. At this point in my life, yeah, it's only happening for the husband.
Yeah, and even for the husband, you want to say, can you delete that, please? Because it's just, the space is just so invasive. What about how comfortable should a woman be to create a video with her spouse? So instead of, something that they can watch and look back, is there any time, be honest, if it's never a thing, if it's not your thing and you think, nah, never, then it's never.
I believe that the bed is undefiled. Whatever you guys want to do, whatever that husband and wife need to do.
No, it's not, don't talk about the other people, you.
When I'm married.
Yes, when you're married, you'd be okay with video.
I would be, yes.
Okay. Marquette, I see your face. Would you be comfortable with? Would you be comfortable?
Initially, I was gonna say no, but if it's my husband, yes. And even if it was my husband, initially I was gonna say no. But if he goes out there, gets out there some kind of way, it doesn't matter because at that time I was married to him. So whatever. So I would do it.
All right, Nikki.
Absolutely, I want to be the director too. I want to have a post-production meeting. I want to talk about the angles. What are we going to wear? No, I would definitely be down for it. Absolutely. I want to forever keep spice in that area.
Good. When do you think, and I know you guys have been in other relationships, when does a woman lose interest in sex? When does she lose interest in sex? Because one of the things that you hear the man talking about is one that they have to negotiate for sex. There's a lot of sexless marriages is happening. The women seem to have the power. Now, the thing that is really interesting is when the woman is not giving the man sex for a month, 2 months, 6 months, a year, she is not having sex. So it has to mean that her desire for sex is not as, and it's not as high, or probably not non-existent, because all of us know we go on diets, and then every now and then I went to celebrate my birthday last week, and I went away and I had cold stone for dinner and ice cream for breakfast. And then with every spoon, I'm like, I'm going to start back working out. Which means even though you have the discipline, because you crave for it, there's sometimes we're going to have those moments that we slip. But that doesn't seem to happen with a few women. So when do you think that the woman gets to that place where sex is not really a thing for a priority for the relationship?
Outside of medical,
mm-hmm.
When her other needs are not being met, I think that causes issues with the intimacy. Mm-hmm. So if there is a lack of communication, they're not spending time together, they're not talking, maybe he stopped doing those things that made her feel sensual, sexy, and important to her. Because for a lot of women, I'm not saying all, for a lot of women, a lot of my clients are they it's mental. All the foreplay is mental before we get to you touching my body. And so the things that the men started out doing, they stopped doing, or the women are feeling so taken for granted that that's the block. So they can't get past those blocks. So when it comes to he's ready, like he is hard and ready to go. You haven't even asked me about my day yet. You haven't complimented me. I'm trying to work out, but you haven't said anything. So it's those things that are in the play. And some are just exhausted because they're just taking care of the children all the time. They take care of the household and the man, and there's no break. And they're tired. So communication, I think, will help a lot of those issues. But if they're not feeling a certain way mentally, it's hard to get them there sexually.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I would agree with that. For men are visual, right? So they get turned on by the look of what they see. For us, it's an emotional thing. It's our needs being our needs being met, feeling loved, feeling appreciated, and then we bloom like a flower. I once heard a minister talk about his wife. You can be tired at home, but they go away on travel and she turns into the wife that she was before they got married. It's that knowing that we don't have to worry about things. The more you take off of our plate, understanding who we are as a woman, and feeding into that the same way we'll put on lingerie for you, feed into us what we need, you'll get us to open up more.
That I say to the men there is that it can be, and this they don't like, it can be like prostitution. The prostitute does not have to be emotionally connected,
right,
at all. She can pleasure you and make sure, and give some oohs and ahs in there that makes you happy, that you think, you're doing something. But when it's done, she wants the money on the money, and she's gone. And when a man does not want to have that kind of relationship, then he pays attention to the emotional needs of the woman, the wife that he is with. So that it's not just, okay, yeah. So if you're dealing with a prostitute, you set the time, you come in, you don't have to talk. You don't have to, there's no foreplay or whatever else. It's okay, you start taking your clothes off, you have sex, and then you're done. When you're done, you go back to your business. And sometimes some men, that's how they operate. And if you say to them, this is how I feel like you've just had an encounter with a prostitute, that's going to hurt their feelings.
Mm-hmm.
Right? But sometimes you have to create that visual so that they can see it, because they understand that a prostitute would be just a matter of the act. They don't have to, the only thing that they're there for is to be pleasured and not pleasuring. You also have the men who would want oral sex and not give it. They would want you to, they would ejaculate and not be concerned that you have an orgasm. So that level of selfishness we have to work on. But a big piece of that is communication from the woman's part. The woman who is now being involved in that whole entire process. I want to find out, I know we have to wind up, what do you guys, and still thinking about sex, not just even all the way to sex, but even starting a relationship, how do you feel about initiating the relationship? And when the relationship is there and you're married, initiating sex? Would you see a man who is in your sphere of, your space, who is all that in the bag of chips? He, checks every box in that list that we're not supposed to have, all of that, would you initiate the conversation? I see a no over here. Okay.
Yeah, I'm a little old fashioned, so I believe in a man taking the lead, but I believe in open the door for him to shoot a shot.
But how do you open the door? I like that. How do you open the door?
Making myself available for him to be able to approach.
Okay, but there's so many times that the man, listening to the man. So one of the things that I heard from the man cave was women don't understand how much men pray for them.
Mm.
They in their private time, they just, they saying, God, send me a good woman, send me someone who would love me and appreciate me and all of that. And men tend to go through rejection a whole lot more times than women do. So for them to initiate it means that they have to take a chance, but they're there and they're praying and they put a fleece out. God, if she compliments me or if she asks me to go to dinner, Starbucks or something like that, that I would know that she is the one. So what they want is just a little start up and then they take it from there.
Yeah.
And so you can't miss that great opportunity by not initiating, right? No?
I don't think that it's just initiating. Like, you can get eye contact. There's subtle ways that you can show a man that you're interested. But for me, I will not approach a man. I will not. And I'll tell you why, because I did it in the past, right? So I did it probably like in my 20s. And the man did not reject me, but I found with men, when you approach them, some men don't want to reject you. So they'll give you the number, and those are the men that are probably in a relationship or married. Because men, I think it's easier for us to reject men, but men don't really want to reject women, most men. And that one time, he went along with it, but he was in a relationship, right, that I found out when he could have told me, early on, but he didn't because he probably just didn't want to reject me. So ever since then, that's not the only reason, but I just feel like a man should be the initiator, right, for the woman. And I'll give him eye contact, I'll smile, I'll make it warm and comfortable for him to come and approach me. But that's the most I will do. I will not slip a man my telephone number. I will not. I won't do it. I'm old fashioned that way, and I just feel like a man should approach me and a man should feel comfortable within himself, right? We get rejected sometimes, right? But if you're a good man, and you're great and you got a lot going on for yourself, then, women should be ready to be with you.
Okay. Kanita, it's really interesting. You said you were waiting for Boaz, but Ruth initiated, right? So because Boaz he thought about her as an employee, a good employee that he gave bonuses to from time to time. But his mind just changed in terms of who she is because she has a coach. That's one of the reasons why I coach. But she positioned herself, and the first thing that he thought about was, okay, yeah, we're gonna get married. Give me some time. So why wouldn't you be, if you're looking for Boaz? Why won't you be Ruth?
Yeah, I agree with that, but at the same time, he initiated. She made herself available. She put herself in a position, but he made the initiation. He took the lead. So
he didn't take the lead. She was right in there. So in the custom of that time,
yeah,
he did not think about her as a prostitute. She laid down at the edge of the bed, and then in the tradition was, I want to be your wife. So the idea was not in his head at all.
Actually, it was, but his cousin was supposed to be the king.
So you have to show me that, because until she was on that bed, Boaz was dealing with her as an employee. He told his people, leave her more stuff. Never in that script, and I could be wrong. I've been to a seminary, but I might be wrong. Never there, because when she positioned herself, then he started thinking. He says, "Give me some time. Let's go see if you're the cousin. There's someone who's ahead of me." And that's one of the things I say to women. We sometimes can't wait while the man puts his affairs right in enough time to get us, because Boaz said to Ruth, don't say anything to anyone, right? Let me try to fix this stuff here. And then, if this person doesn't want you, I'll take you. But even he that finds a wife finds a good thing. People say that a man needs to find. When you look at the original text that the scripture was written in, it does not mean a lack of movement.
Right.
It's an active part of this. And I think when we get to the place when we see men and women as equally needing, equally vested in that relationship, it changes some dynamics for us. So I'm not the prize. He's not the prize. The relationship we build together is the prize, kind of. Yeah. What about initiating sex, Nikki, in marriage?
Yeah. If
okay.
I wanted, look, you're my husband. If I wanted, I'm going to tell you. I'm going to call you at work. I'm going to send you some shots, have your mind on some things while you're at work. We can do something on your lunch break. We can go down that deserted looking road and do the thing. It's that right. So here's the thing. As women of God, we have to get out of our head that sex is nasty and that it's wrong. We have to get that out of our heads. When we can do that, I think we can become freer with our bodies. We can feel sensual without having a man telling us you're sexy, without being touched. I feel sensual and sexy right now. There's not a man around me, right? And so I think we have to change the way that we think about some things. And if I can bring some quick context to the Ruth and Boaz conversation real quick. Thank God for the Naomi that was in her life. Because Naomi was like, boo, this is what I'm going to need you to do. Do all this preparation. I'm going to need you to be right, smell right, go lay at his feet, right? She could have taken the way some mindsets are today, where we're all such prunes when it comes to sex and revealing not revealing, because that's going to be taken the wrong way, presenting ourselves to men. We can feel like it's wrong and I'm stepping out of bounds, or sex is, I don't know why we think sex is so bad. It's such a beautiful thing. But thank God for the Naomis that would tell you, no, boo, go do that. He watched her more than as a servant. That man watched her. He made sure there was extra preparations for her. Understand that there is some man that watches you. He watches how you move, how you act, and what you do. And if he asks you to do something, I believe that was part of a test for her too, when he asked her not to do something so he could take care of this. So saying all that to say, I am 45 years old. I could die tomorrow. If I've seen someone that I was interested in today, I'm not going to let that opportunity pass to say, at least say hello. I don't mind telling the man, you smell amazing. Doesn't make me a hoe. Doesn't make me a harlot. It makes me an honest woman. You smell good. Oh, you're married, that's fine, but you smell good, right? So if you see something that you want, you're interested in someone, even if you have to go pray about it first, it's okay to say hello. It doesn't make you a hoe.
I like that. I like that. Hello. I like that. I like that. And it's really interesting that Naomi told her about how she dressed and how she smelled. And you need that kind of Naomi in your life.
Yes.
Right, you need that kind of Naomi. That's somebody who's like, girl, please, you're fine. She changed her everything. She talked about the intimate things. Yeah. It might just be, girl, that color doesn't go well with you. The bra that you're wearing doesn't give the support that you need. The cologne, deodorant, stuff like that. Just kind of
Cheryl, it could be that you're so mean to me, and stop being so mean.
Stop being so mean. Yes, stop being so mean. And the whole idea, like we love to say, I keep it 100. That's what keeps you single. Because anyone who's in a relationship knows that even the doctor, when they give us medicine, they say, take it in dosage. You can't take all of it at the same time. Anybody who keeps it 100 all the time is selfish, because you want to give it doesn't mean I can receive it. I might be having a bad day. I can't handle your 100. So it might just be, I listen to some women, and some of the reason why a lot of people, some women are still single, is the girlfriends. If you cut that girlfriend group, that tribe, or make it smaller and have people, you cannot have somebody when you're in a relationship with a man that they come and you're always right. There has to be somebody in the group saying, you know what, girl, this is the fourth man that you're dating in since 2021, and we're only in September. So you need to stop. You need to stop talking like that. You need to stop whatever, and have those people that will hold you accountable. And that is what the Naomis in your life would do. The coaches, the people who are relationship coaches, who are good relationship coaches. If you are friends with somebody who is coaching you, more than likely they're not doing a good job because they have to consider your feelings. The coach, you have to think about on the basketball field or wherever, the coach is just calling plays, looking at your blind spots, moving people in and out because, okay, this is not working for the game, for the full relationship. So we absolutely, absolutely need that.
Yes, get the man haters. They don't need to be your advisors.
No.
If they hate men or have horrible track records, they don't need to be your advisors.
No. Not at all. Not at all. All right, I'm getting the wind up thing signed here. Who falls in love first, men or women?
Both.
I like both. Who shows that they're in love first?
Women.
Both.
Okay. Somebody who said women?
I said women.
Okay. Sometimes I think women fall in love. They show too much too soon. I think the process, we need to slow the process down and not be so quick for a label. Like we run after that label of girlfriend or wifey. I thank God my husband never called me wifey before we were married because y'all men like it, but I didn't think it was cute.
Right.
So we run after the label and social media. Does a man have to put you on social media? Marquette, did your husband have to post you there for you to know that you were the one?
No, he didn't have to. I mean, he did at times, but he didn't have to.
Some husbands get into trouble if they don't. Some husbands get into trouble because social media is that place where everybody wants to make sure that they know that I'm the boo. This has been really, really good. Let me get final words from you guys. I would love to keep you all day here talking, but I know you guys have stuff to do. So let's go to Marquette first, the married lady in the room, and let's get your final words. Anything you want to say, anything that we probably didn't cover that you want to cover, or any final words that you want to say, the stage is yours.
Marriage is really get to know your spouse as much as you can and let God lead the way. Any red flags, pay attention to those red flags way before you say I do, because once you say I do, it'll be a struggle. And just know that if you do get married, when you get married, marriage is a beautiful thing. It's no walk in the park, but it's a beautiful thing if two people work hard together and the compromise is there and the love is there for one another. Just don't give up.
That's really, really, really good. Are you on social media? Are you doing anything now that you want people to follow you? You have anything coming up? Anything you want to share?
No, I don't.
Okay, good. We're going to have you back into the SheShed. I love your perspective, and we'll see you next time.
Okay, thank you.
All right, let's get final words from you, Kanetta. No, I'm just messing up your name.
Final words. Things I learned today is don't be afraid to be the Ruth. If you're still single and waiting, know that God is trust that God has someone for you. Continue to trust the process and be single while you're single, because know that when you are called to be a wife, that your husband comes first. And understand that your service to God changes in that way. So I learned a lot. I'm grateful for this opportunity. I hope that you all enjoy what you saw today, and keep the faith.
Really, really, really good. Yeah. So if you see someone that you like, and position yourself, say something. I know one guy told me he's a drummer, and this girl came to a concert that he was at, and she stood in front of him, and she looked well, and she looked at him straight in the eye and saying, "I just love your tie. Your tie is just so great." And then she did, it's in the walk away. Ladies, you will know about the walk away. She just walked away and she got lost. And he says all night he was playing and looking all over for her, looking all through there, because he didn't know that she existed prior to that. But she came in, and it wasn't about the time, the way how she said it. She made sure she looked good. Her little exit was, on point. Thankfully she did not trip. And they've been married now for about 14 years.
Wow.
So her positioning herself is really important. And we need to just kind of take that away and understand that the man is going through, has feelings and might feel rejected as well. So you never know. If you see somebody there, we would like to celebrate that and see you go on a date before 2021 is over.
Okay.
Okay, Kadita, we'll see you soon. All right, let's get final words from Miss Nikki.
Yes, Queen. So thank you all so much for this opportunity. I enjoy being on the stage with you amazing queens. A couple of things I want to say real quick for those of you who are married, fellas, husbands. Security equals sex. Take that, meditate on that. For my single people, become 100, become whole. Don't be 50 and give it another 50 and try to make 100. Just be whole. Be you. Figure out what in you needs to be healed, or maybe it needs to be changed. Maybe you just change your way of thinking. Whatever that is, be in preparation for what you're looking for. What I want to say to the married couples is this: your relationship is yours. What does marriage mean to you and your wife? Stop trying to do it the way everybody else has done it, the way that you think marriage should be, or the way it should be posted on IG. What is marriage to you and your husband? And work from there. You will be surprised how many arguments you guys save, how many disagreements, and how many moments of silence you all can save if you just work your marriage the way that it works for the two of you. Thank you so much for having me on, Dr. Cheryl, and I'm done.
That is so good. Where can people follow you? Are you doing anything that we can kind of tap into so that we can get some more of what you're doing?
Yes, so the Obstacle Overcomer podcast, you can find that on any platform that you like to listen to podcasts. It is also visual, so it's on YouTube. Again, it's the Obstacle Overcomer podcast. On Instagram, I am at Nick the Overcomer, NIK TheOvercomer. You can also find the Obstacle Overcomer on Instagram as well. And if you are on Clubhouse, please find me at Nick the Overcomer. I will be starting rooms starting next week where we're going to be talking about these type of topics and so much more. So please follow me on the Clubhouse at Nick the Overcomer.
Nick the Overcomer. I am going to be looking for you. I just started being on Clubhouse. And there's some good stuff and there's some crazy stuff on there. So I'll absolutely be looking for you. I love the energy, and I know we're going to see you soon in the club.
Thank you.
Not just in Clubhouse, but in the SheShed. Thank you so much.
I'm looking forward to it. Thank you.
Ladies, once again, we've had this great opportunity to speak about different topics. And some of the things that I want to just leave with us would be in terms of initiating. We have there's a traditional way, and we all have that traditional way where we don't want to be come over, like the man said, thirsty. We don't want to be thirsty. We don't want to be aggressive. But there's a nice feminine way that we can show that we're interested, and really at least meet the man halfway. And a man would tell you that it takes a lot off his shoulders if he knows that you are interested too. This is not a time for being in a relationship where you have to play the game, where you play hard to get, or wait for him to call first. We want equality, but why is that equality not existent when it comes to the relationship? Have that vested interest. I'm not saying to be aggressive or stalk or be negative, be feminine, but just at least if you're seeing that he is interested, let him know that you are interested too. And for wives, I like the fact that the women were like, yeah, we initiate in the bedroom. That is a place. That's your place too. If he doesn't initiate and you're there and you're horny, what are you gonna do? Why go masturbate or do whatever else when you have a whole man there? And all you need to do is just kind of watch him and he's ready. So take that initiative and let your husband know that you desire him. That's one thing that I hear from the men. They don't feel desired. They feel that they have to fight to have sex with you. So when you hear this tonight, before you go to bed, why not initiate? Or on the weekend, put on some nice lingerie and you do everything. Let him be at the bottom and you at the top. My name is Dr. Cheryl Holmes, and until next time, we're out.